So basically what's happening here is we are kind of patrolling the lily pads and what's called hydrilla?
There's hydrilla here, yeah.
Yeah, the hydrilla, lily pads, stuff like that. Basically the cover, the vegetation cover. We're trying to drag some fish out of there. Kind of delaying time, waiting to see so we can call for alligators. But until then, we're gonna see if we can catch the fish that are under all of that foliage, so, or vegetation. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So throwing a bait caster, gripping and ripping.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Trying to make magic happen. What's the best of both worlds? Joe gets to come down, chase alligators. That's like one of his favorite hunts of the year. And for me, I get to tag along and film it. And my reward is I get to go bass fishing, which is one of my favorite things. So it's like a match made in heaven. Randy is like the perfect person for Joe and I. He completes us, if you will, you know. Yeah, that makes sense.
Swamp cabbage is basically the heart of a palm. A lot of times these trees, there's actually one right here, it's growing down. But when they're smaller, we take a chainsaw and you can cut open the heart of the palm inside and actually pull a plug out of it. And what it is heart of palm. And they make swamp cabbage out of it. They boil it down, they put a little bit of potato. Oh, got him, baby. Get him. Big fish. Oh! Hey, we got to fix your hook before you throw it back in.
Yeah.
You might have to wiggle it down or something.
I tried to give him a second to take it. And then
hide the hook. All right, well, our fishing season usually starts right after November, or right in the month of November, right after the gator season, and we fish all the way into the month of mid-April for the bass. The crappies usually show up around January, February, March, which they're usually in open water. Until then, they actually come into the vegetation to spawn right behind the bass. What happens in most parts of the country, whenever the bite is good here, it's usually snowing up north. It's miserable. I start posting pictures on my social media and I get phone calls. They're like, look, we're tired of being cooped up. We're heading down. The snow's melting. We're going to go fishing in Florida. That's why spring break's such a huge thing here. You could go on my website, orlandogatorhunts.com, and contact information's there. Or you could go to my Facebook page, Orlando Gator Hunts and Bow Fishing. And there has all the information. You can message us there. The website has all the rates. Usually we try to book around May for the gator hunts, and then by August 15th we're already hunting into the season all the way into November 1st. There's all different ways to attach an arrow to an alligator. I've tried all different ways. I've had success, some good, some bad. So what I've come up with, this is basically a PVC pipe with 400-pound line wrapped around it, and inside of it I have a float. So when Joe shoots the alligator later, what'll basically happen is there's about 50 yards of line. Once it hits the alligator, the line will go out and the float will pop out. Once he does that, we'll chase the float down. A lot of times things are happening so fast when the gator takes off, we just don't want to lose the bow. So what happens, it detaches and it'll pop out. And what's nice about it, the arrow is going to go in and penetrate the alligator, and when it does, it'll hang up. It won't come out. But what the beauty about this is, when after we harvest this alligator and we go to pull the arrow out, all I have to do is actually what I'll have to do is it'll be in the alligator. I'll counter rotate and spin it, and what'll happen is all these barbs will collapse forward, and I can actually pull this arrow out of the alligator. And the beauty of this is the person that harvests an alligator will want to do something with its hide, and it leaves a very small hole in the alligator versus me having to take a knife and make a slit incision and pull the dart out. So by far, this is been one of the better arrows that I've ever used.
We're in our second night now. We are spot and stalking during the daylight. Randy's hitting the call. These gators will come right up our boat, and you can see them moving through this hydrilla and the cattails. And you just watch the movement of this vegetation, and you may not actually be able to see the gator until it's 10 feet away. So just like whitetail hunting, where you gotta be still and just wait for them, it's also very comparable to turkey hunting, where we're set up, we're silent, we're still, we're calling them in to us with the alligator call off the speaker on the front of the boat. Just turn this way. Big gator. You want to come up there?
No, I'm good right here. Misty McGann. He knows what's up. Right here?
I think she's.
You gotta tell me where
she's
she's
close.
at. Let me get up here for a minute.
I can't tell. I think she's close.
Okay, hold on.
she's
Slow down,
close.
slow down. If she pops up, you can shoot her.
She's close.
Okay, hold on. Let me get another hook in her. Hang on, because you don't have anything yet. Okay, it's right here.
Yep.
We just have to get the camera on her.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on, she's coming up. Just get anything you can. Let me see if I can get her up. Come on, baby. She's coming. Hang on, there's a tail. Just shoot it in the meat. There you go. Good. All right. Now we won't lose her. All right, cool. Okay.
I don't think that's a small one.
That's a nice gator. Pissed off still. All right, tell you what I need to do is you got to hold this rod, hold this for a minute, keep the rod, reel it down some more, keep the bend in it. 1 second, I'm gonna load it with the bank stick. There you go, doing good. I'll get one loaded and I'll swap with you, okay? There you go. Keep them out. Alright, back it off a little bit. Well, not back off, but just keep her away. Alright. I will trade you. Bank stick ready and loaded. That's a 357. Try to bang her in the head if you can. Try not to hit her in the skull. If you can hit her back in the meaty area, it'd be great. Whoa! Got her boat. Hold on, man. We'll get her to come out. The boat will come out or she'll come out. I wouldn't stick your hand down there. Don't stick your hand down there. Leave your hand out. That's how you get bit. Because when she comes up, she's going to be mad. Okay, here she comes. Hang on a minute. It's all right. I'm going to pull her back when she does, and I'll give you a shot at her head, okay? Let's see what she does. Just give her a minute. Settle in. She's going to come up for air, and when she does, you'll be able to get her. Put her head up in there. Still ain't coming, right? Okay, hold on. She'll come around in a minute. She's going to come up for air in a minute. When she does, we'll get her. I'm gonna slide behind you. See there? See if you get a shot at her when she slides her back. Let me pop down one more time. Maybe she ain't come up for air yet. Come on. Can't get a shot at her head there. Oh, she's wrapped up, so why? Okay, I see what's going on now. Hold on a minute. Just let me hold this for just a second. Just keep this. She's not going anywhere. She's wrapped in this. Keep her there. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull her up.
It's a good gator.
Yeah, we might need another one. Let's see what she's doing. If she's gonna roll over or not. Let me see.
We didn't do it with much light to spare. I know that.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Bunch of meat stuck in the end of this one.
Three weapons, 3 people, total teamwork. Got her right out in the middle of the lake and she cooperated.
Let's see what she does. She might be done, but I don't know. I don't trust her. Yeah, she's still kicking. She's gonna flip this here, no, she's still on. Gotta get another whack at her. One more time. There, I got her now. See, now listen, you want to hit her, see where, no, you're way up there, see where the plate, right there, hit her hard. You get bad rounds once in a while after. Pulling you around. So you can get a shot. It needs to be a straight down shot. Hold on. Hang on a minute. Here's where they get you. You can't get a shot on their head. Yeah, I know. Hang on, let me, yeah, let's see if I can pull it back this one side. Get her to spin. Let me see if I can get her to lay down this way and come back and give you a shot. Let me see if I can get her to. I don't know if you can get a shot at her like that. There you go. You got her that time. You're good. All right. That one actually worked. You just set it back in the holder. I'm going to bring her in, so I'm going to wrap her up, buddy. There you go. Good job, man. Good work. It's a little nicer one here. You over there?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Look at there.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Good job, man. Good deal. Good deal.
Man, that is a nice gator.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it dispatched and we'll get a tag in it and then we'll be all legal. We'll get done.
This is my third year coming to Florida and hunting alligators with Randy Dumars and Orlando Gator Hunts and Bow Fishing. He puts us on gators every time I'm here. This time was a really quick trip because of COVID. I was just down here for a couple of days. Matt came down from Georgia. We had to get it done really fast. We got a 6.5 footer and an 8 footer in 2 nights. It's amazing to hunt these animals and fight them with a string on a fishing pole, with bow and arrows on a string on a bow fishing bow. They put up such an awesome fight. They're amazing animals. They're difficult to hunt. It's definitely not an easy hunt. We work for it for sure. The meat is awesome. The trophy is awesome. I just can't say enough how fun it is to come down here to Florida every year with Randy Dumars. You can go to OrlandoGatorHunts.com and book a trip. Every year he's got tags, and it's just like the funnest thing ever, with a bow and arrow, with a fishing line. However you want to do it, if it's legal, he'll put you on gators.
As with any hunt, alligators are an animal, and they're mostly instinctual, right? And so you never really know what they're going to do, because when you think you know what they're going to do, they do something different. We were out there, there were alligators jammed up in the foliage, up in the thick vegetation, and some of them stayed in there, some of them hung up, and then they'll torpedo under the vegetation. It's crazy because it looks like the water's probably only a foot deep, but it's actually like 6 feet deep. And so these alligators will actually torpedo under it, and all you see is a tidal wave going out to deep water to safety. So we saw a bunch of big alligators. They're super smart, super instinctual, however you want to word it. And so they would torpedo out. Well, this one kept popping up, and he was kind of interested, which made me think, and later confirmed by Randy, the guide, that maybe this one was used to fishermen and had maybe harassed some fishermen. People hook a fish. Alligators are known as the tax man sometimes. They'll come up and take a few fish from you. So I think maybe this alligator was that, because he seemed interested. So Randy and I started just chunking the treble hooks as far as we could, trying to get this thing hooked. We missed a couple times, and we were finally able to hook up. And I can tell you that when you hook up with an alligator, it feels just like a snag that moves. It was a sudden stop, and then all of a sudden it was just doo, 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 doo. And it pinned to the bottom, and it was doing whatever it wanted. It turned into a full frenzy. Randy was yelling, "Keep tension on the line." I felt like I was fighting Moby Dick. It was like a movie. Joe's getting his bow ready, and what happens is we chase this alligator down. I hand the rod off to Randy. I finally get the recording going. All you see is Randy with the rod. He takes it. He starts pulling it in. Joe, Sharp-Eyed Joe, he's pretty much shoot anything with a bow. He's ready, and what you watch is Randy pulling the alligator up, and as soon as you see the base of the tail, Joe takes the shot, puts the second line on him, and we feel pretty confident at that point that we're gonna boat this alligator, and that's exactly what happened. It was a total team effort, starting with Randy's knowledge, my luck, and Joe's skill, and it turned into my biggest assist for an alligator, and I think it's Joe's biggest alligator yet. Every year we come, we get a bigger alligator, so the pressure's on Randy, really. I mean, next year we should be in the 20s or 30 feet. I don't know. I mean, seems right based on how big we keep getting. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a total team effort. Shout out to everybody involved. This one took a little bit of all of us. Ow.